Hello, YouTube. It's your girl Denise, and we're back with Joseline's Cabaret Season 4, Episode 4. And this episode was so good. We finally got to dancing. We finally got to learn some girls' names. And I'm already starting not to like some of them, but I'll get into that more later. We left off last episode with Wet Wet throwing either it was a Red Bull or some water at Yummy, and they get to fighting. So then Ricardo just swoops in out of nowhere, which was kind of funny to me because it's like almost as if the producers was just like, Ricardo, just wait, they're almost done fighting, and then you can come. Because he just popped out of nowhere. They're in the kitchen and he's trying to refocus the girls, but the whole time Yummy and Wet Wet were fighting, Andrea was just yelling at Yummy. She was like, "This is what you get. You can't hit people and expect not to get hit back." And it was just she's just running her mouth again, not minding her business. And that is what the other girls take issue with, especially T Love, who's on the left. And then we have Precious on the right of Wet Wet. And I just find the whole thing hypocritical because you're getting mad at Andrea for not minding her business. Meanwhile, this whole fight between Wet Wet and Yummy started because Wet Wet is not minding her business. So instead of checking the person that's right in between you guys, you're going for Andrea, even though she does need to shut up and she is annoying. And I just find Andrea's whole presence in this scene just weird. First, she starts crying because Wet Wet was wishing medication on her. I don't think she was. Wet Wet was just trying to be funny. Then Andrea also says that she's tired, and Precious is telling her to go sit down. So instead of sitting down, then she goes outside with Abby. And I really like Abby. It seems like she's the voice of reason and she's really sweet and she's really genuine with the girls. She's like that type of person that can understand both sides while like still remaining neutral, but she's there to help. And I really hope that Abby doesn't get corrupted by the cattiness of these females. I'm gonna fast forward to when the girls are in the studio rehearsing and dancing because the other scenes weren't that interesting to me. So Ricardo starts teaching the girls the choreography, and I like his teaching style. He's actually very patient with the girls and he takes his time and explains the steps. Unlike Jocelyn, if you guys remember when she was like, I'm gonna perform it and you better memorize it in one take. So these season 4 girls have it easy because Jocelyn from before was crazy. So far, I like the choreography. It seems pretty easy and the vibe is fun. I kind of find it a little absurd that some of the girls are struggling with it. Like the routine is literally punch up, punch down, punch down. And then you got girls like punching everywhere, the sides, every which ways. And then the rest is just popping and body rolls. And the two on this side. So in the middle of rehearsals, Jocelyn starts walking in, and then she makes this face, which I feel like it's the face of I don't want to eliminate people, but I have to face. I don't think she is looking at anybody any type of way because her vibe, even since last episode when they were at the club and she had to eliminate some girls, like she doesn't you can tell she's very uncomfortable eliminating girls. Now she can say it's beneath her all she wants, but I feel like she feels like she's being mean when she eliminates girls, but has no problem being mean to them in other ways by calling them names or putting her hands on them. But I'm the same way. I don't like to see the tears on people's faces. It's a little like I just don't know what to do. I feel a little awkward when I see people crying in front of me. So then, as soon as Jocelyn starts talking to the girls, the way that they switch up from just having fun and rehearsing to let me snitch now, especially Tila, who just like threw Andre under the bus. And like, we were still on the whole Yummy and Wet Wet situation, and she just put Andrea in there. Jocelyn just is treating these girls like her kids at this point. She's just putting them in check and saying, you stop this and you over there, stop doing that. And you're wearing too much blush. And then she makes Yummy take off her wig, which thank God, finally. I don't know why Yummy is so insecure about her natural hair. I wish she wasn't because she would look a lot better. And she's beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. So after Jocelyn changes and then they start performing the dance for her, she picks her 4 girls to dance at the Mayweather fight with her, which are Miss Natural, Yummy, Andrea, surprise, surprise, as much as y'all try to snitch on her. And Danny, which I really like Danny because she's one of those dancers that they don't ever seem like they get tired. So with her final four, she then makes them pick who gets to be eliminated. Miss Natural is having them go one by one and explain why they want to be there. And when it's Abby's turn, we get to the moment where Jocelyn finally realizes that Abby is transgender. So she pulls Abby to the side and asked Abby if she could see her body parts, and she comes back crying, which I like that Jocelyn is able to put herself into the perspective of other people. And she talks about this mental warfare that transgender people have to go through when they want to do gender reassignment surgery, which I don't know someone who has done that surgery, but I can only imagine how hard it is, especially since I already hate surgery. I'm very squeamish, and just the thought of it makes me want to faint. Luckily, I've never had to have surgery for anything, but just imagine feeling like you are not who you're supposed to be and just start cutting off your body parts. Like, that is insane. I think Abby is really brave, not only sharing her story with Jocelyn and the girls, but also on national TV. I think after this show, Abby is going to go on and do better things and be that positive influence that she wants to be. So, after all that, Jocelyn basically grants her immunity from leaving. So, Abby officially makes it into the cabaret. While the first one to go is Blow Up Doll, which we didn't get to see her dancing, but I can only imagine how horrible it was. Because she just has too much body, just too much body to move and bounce. That looks hard. But in watching the video for Let's Get Right again, you guys, guess who I saw in the video? Jocelyn just can't let her go. I told y'all that blow up doll reminded me of Blueface Barbie, which was friends with Jocelyn before she got on the show. So I think maybe blow up doll and Jocelyn are starting to build some kind of friendship off the cameras. Also leaving is BBW girl with too much blush and the Latina girl who Jocelyn made the executive decision to eliminate, which was wild because I feel like after she gave her whole domestic violence story. And she was dancing better than some of the other girls who still made the cut. So I thought that was just uncalled for, especially not to save Wet Wet. Wet Wet and Daisy, I feel like should have also been eliminated, but I guess for ratings, they get to stay on the show. I feel bad for the girls who got eliminated, but guess whose little bun of hair just walks past the camera as the girls who got eliminated are talking. Surprise, surprise, Lucky is back. And although she is back, she does have that look on her face that is like, she feels hesitant to be there. She brought Jocelyn a gift as well, and we still didn't get to see what the gift was. I'm just nosy. But Jocelyn makes the girls decide whether Lucky gets to stay or not, and they ultimately decide yes. And here goes Yummy's fake ass. She went from, I don't care if Lucky stays or not in her confessional to being the first one to hug her when she gets like, accepted by the other girls. So in the previews for the next episode, we see Ballistic and Jocelyn in the bed discussing about her decision letting the other girls pick who gets to leave. I feel like Ballistic is right. Jocelyn can't say that she wants these girls to respect her and not see themselves on her level, but also let them decide who gets to go home. I wish Jocelyn would just say that she feels uncomfortable eliminating the girls as opposed to saying it's beneath her because I see right through her and I see how uncomfortable she feels every time she stepped in the rehearsals to eliminate girls. In the previews, we also get two different instances of T-Love and Wet Wet arguing back and forth. It's not that I'm team Wet Wet, but T-Love is just doing too much. Like, why does she feel like she always has to lecture someone or scold someone? Like, I remember last episode when T-Love and Andrea were on the couch and they were talking about the voodoo doll. I kind of gave T-Love a pass for telling Andrea what she can and can't worship and kind of enforcing her own personal beliefs onto Andrea. And now in this cutscene, she's telling Wet Wet that she can't use her hands when she talks. Like, imagine telling a New Yorker that you can't use your hands when you fucking talk. T Love would get the brakes beaten off of her. And Here goes Wet Wet doing that. Now, Wet Wet is smart. Obviously, when you fight, you want to have the height advantage of being higher up. So the fact that Wet Wet stood up on that couch and not on the floor, Wet Wet is an experienced fighter and she knows what she's doing. But I don't want that to be Wet Wet's only purpose on this show. If she gives me like a good 8 count of pole work so we can see the growth and Wet Wet's dancing abilities, I'd be so happy. And then lastly, we have Miss Natural just catching bodies. Everybody's going to shoot their shot with Miss Natural. So that's my review for episode 4. And my apologies for being late. I was exhausted Sunday. I only got an hour of sleep Saturday night. Then I had to be at church in the morning on Sunday. And then when I got home, I still couldn't even sleep. So I've just been recovering and trying not to overwork myself. So this episode is going to be a little late, but I will get it up to you as soon as possible. And I will see you for next week, episode 5. Bye.